Oh, that was bad.
Oh, no. There you go. We got it. Welcome, all of you beautiful souls. We are Kat and Ash of Empathetic Villains, and we are here to share our personal thoughts and opinions about our healing journeys and what we've learned along the way. Is it still going?
I I ran out of room
It's
and I
okay.
hit it weird.
It's okay. Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
So today we are doing kind of a not traditional episode because it's spooky season and I love spooky season.
It's spooky season and it's dark out.
It is quite dark. It
This
is.
is when it feels like midnight and it's only 8 o'clock.
Yeah, it does look much darker than 8 o'clock out. But
Much dark.
this is my favorite time of year. Spooky, spooky.
There's a fright hike on Friday the 13th.
I don't like people jumping out at me,
I
so
don't think they jump out at you. I think it's a family thing.
people can jump out at family things.
I mean, that's true. Our haunted woods, we did jump out at people and it was sort of family oriented. I mean, there were kids in the woods.
I can't. I cannot do it, man.
People thought they were little people, not children.
Oh, okay.
I mean, why would your child be out in the middle of the dark woods at midnight?
Who knows? Look at where we live.
Eh,
Ugh.
we were I mean, it was a club event. Anyways,
What?
that wa our haunted woods was a club event.
Oh. So I see you're wearing a Haunted Mansion shirt today.
But it's
Nightmare
Nightmare
Before
Before
Christmas.
Christmas.
I love it. We watched the Haunted Mansion over the weekend.
I
Um,
just finished it.
it was so good. And Cam and I like threw a party. We did like a premiere
Nice.
party. And we dressed Cam up like a old creepy man, and Easton was dressed up
Butler?
like a butler. And I had like all these LED candles like leading a path through the house, and in the front bedroom we had Disney did this cool thing where they have like two different haunted mansion theme like soundtrack like ambiance kind of thing. So there's like a dancing one, and then there's like looks like the outside of the
Spooky?
mansion and it's spooky and thunder and all that. So
What's
we
that
put
on?
the thunder one in the front area. So when you came in, that's what you heard and you could like see the lightning. And then in the living room where we were going to watch the movie, we had the dancing one on until everyone got to their seats cuz my parents came over to watch it with us.
It
So
was just like a playlist on something?
no, it's on Disney Plus. It's
Oh,
like if you look up I think I just looked up Haunted Mansion or whatever, and it comes up. There's two different like ambiance things that are like I want to
fancy.
fall asleep to it at night, but that's also a little creepy. So I'm not gonna do that. I did
I
consider it
mean, you
yesterday.
might.
I
Huh?
did consider it yesterday. I could not sleep, and I was like, I mean, I really like the Haunted
Let's just
Mansion.
freak out the whole house and play spooky music. I can't sleep, none of you are sleeping.
My family wouldn't be surprised is the thing.
I mean, to be fair, they walk around in Pennywise
Correct.
face full face
Correct.
masks,
Mhm.
so
That's correct. That's called
um,
playback at that
it's
point?
allowed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty accurate. I'm always getting scared or somebody jumping out at me, and I usually
Yeah,
share it with you, the photos of the creepiness.
it's awful, I hate clown I didn't think that I was that person that hated clowns, but I am. I do
I
not like
I
clowns.
just have to pretend to be brave because if they see my weaknesses, they pounce on them. So, like,
Ah,
today example from this day. Camden caught a centipede in this
Ugh,
little clear box,
gross.
and, like, I can do a lot of bugs. Like,
Nope.
a lot of them
Nope.
I can do. Like,
Nope.
almost all of them. But things that have
Ugh.
that many legs and move
And no
that
face.
fast are beyond unnatural,
Gross.
and it's not acceptable for them to be in existence in this universe. And
I
Camden goes, "Look, mom." And I go, "I'm gonna go upstairs real quick and run my butt upstairs," because I'm trying to not let him know I'm irrationally afraid of this little creature
will light your
because
house on fire.
he will use it to his advantage,
Oh, for sure. For
and I
sure.
can't have that.
No.
I can't have
It's
that.
like
I
when
gotta be brave.
you show your spouse your weakness. I had an ex, him and his daughter, like, would hide behind the corners all the time. All the time. Do you know how many times I almost punched him?
That's my children. When they hear the garage door open when I get home from work, somebody is always hiding around one of the corners because they can hear it, and I get scared every single day.
At
Every
that
single
point,
day.
though, I'm not responsible for my reflex actions.
Yeah.
Like, I think he got kicked in the like, right in the middle of the forehead once because, like, I was laying on the bed reading a book and, like, he, like, ducked down, like, cause his room was, like, in the attic, so he, like, came up the stairs, but he, like, was ducking down and, like, came up. I just I felt so bad, but I'm like,
No.
"Don't scare me."
No. No, he deserved it. He 100% deserved it. Absolutely not.
Well, now after the fact, he definitely deserved it, but
No, absolutely not. I don't like it. I don't like it.
at least in the moment, I felt bad about it.
Well, that's all that matters, right? Oh, boy.
Oh, man.
Oh, so anyways, Haunted Mansion.
Oh, yes. It was delightful, I just finished it. I really liked it.
I liked it a lot. We had my parents over, Cam and I made them dinner, which dinner to Cam was brats and my homemade guacamole. That
Oh,
was
okay.
what we had for dinner. So
Fair.
and a chocolate pie for dessert.
Oh,
So,
alrighty then.
um,
I mean, basic food groups.
I mean, so Cam and I will do this thing every couple months, at least a couple times a year. I started with them a long time ago. We'll go to the dollar store and just buy, like, streamers and balloons and, like, stupid decorations and throw a party for no reason, because the kids love decorating. I spend, what, 30 bucks, and they get a whole afternoon of fun decorating, and then we pick out snacks, and we
It's
find a
even better
stupid
when they
reason.
do the decorating.
What?
It's even better when they do the decorating.
Oh, they do. They almost always do. And it like, they love it, and so Cam and I threw a haunted mansion party, my parents came, and we had so much fun, and my house had so many streamers all over it for
Oh, well, that's delightful.
a good 10 hours, and then I was like, "I can't do it anymore."
And then Charlotte's eating it in the corner, hacking up her lunch.
This is 100% correct. Oh my gosh. But we did that, it was super, super fun. I really, really liked the movie.
I enjoyed that it was very different than the one with Eddie is it Eddie Murphy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the Eddie Murphy one
Mhm,
because I liked, when they went down into, like, the catacomb kind of thing. I
mhm.
liked that aspect of it, but this one I liked because it was very different.
I So there's 3 Haunted Mansion, like, things. There's the brand new one, there's the one with Eddie Murphy, and then there's a Muppets version of it,
Oh, I haven't seen that
and
one.
it sounds stupid, but I love all 3 of them equally. Like, they're
That's
all
not stupid.
different. They're completely different, and I think,
Right.
like, if you're gonna, like, build on a movie or remake a movie or whatever, either stick really true to what the original was or do a whole different adaptation of it as far as, like, a different storyline.
Right. I like yeah, it has to be a different adaptation. Kinda like when you read, like, fairy tales
Mhm.
or, um, oh, I don't have another example, but
Fairy tales or
sorry.
fairy
Eh, you
tales.
know, fairy tales. Well, yeah, like, there's so many different versions of fairy tales, and, like, you have the Disney version, you have the Grimm's Brothers version,
Mhm.
like, you just have so many different versions, and I think that's fun
Yeah,
to have
I agree.
choose and pick different
I
things.
just think, like I said, I think you either have to, like, be really close to the original or, like, it has to be a different, like, storyline or adaptation that's, like
Oh, look how many different adaptations there are of Cinderella.
I mean, that's true.
And those are good I mean, but again, it's the same like, with fairy tales, it's the same premise,
Yeah,
but it's a different, they do it their way.
yeah,
I don't think you can take, like, an original and be like, "Hey, this is this, but now it's the same but different."
it
Like
has nothing to do with the original.
right.
Yeah, I feel ya. I think we're on the same wavelength here. I think you're just
Like, I refuse to watch Little Mermaid. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like, first
well,
of
they're
all,
really
live
creepy
action
looking.
right, live action creeps me out.
Sometimes, seriously, like, mm-mm, mm-mm.
I I liked Beauty and the Beast. I think that was done tastefully.
I think that's the only one I did l well, I
Maybe
saw
that's well, and Maleficent, but that wasn't really a live action because there wasn't really a they didn't do, like, an Aurora like, Sleeping Beauty adaptation, it was just
a character, different
right, it was
storyline
just a
kinda
character
thing.
show.
Yeah.
I didn't oh, did I watch Aladdin?
Oh, I liked the Aladdin that they did too.
I don't remember.
I don't like it near as much as the original, but, like, I thought it was cute in the same way I thought the Beauty and the Beast adaptation that they did live action
Yeah.
was cute.
But no, when you start taking my favorite side characters and making them creepy because you're trying to make them realistic, it aggravates me. Like, give me my puffy, chubby little cute flounder. Like, don't mess with my flounder.
I love
Don't
it.
mess with my pua.
I know. I love the little side quest characters.
Yes, my
And I
little
think
broonie.
oh, well, that was quite a tangent, but
Yeah.
anyways.
Moving on.
So, in honor of spooky season, we're gonna do some spooky things, I think, and take a break from, talking about, you know, I don't know, our regular scheduled programming.
Our topic today, can we trust our own memories or is it something else going on? Mhm.
Do 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 do. So today we are talking about the Mandela Effect.
Mandela.
Ooh, ah. So,
Who's that?
I don't know. I who let me do anything at this stage in my life?
Uh,
For the next 2 weeks, I should just lay in a ball and not talk to anyone, and then we'll be back to normal.
do we need
Oh,
a definition? I have one. The Mandela Effect.
I didn't hear what you said before that.
Do you want my definition?
Oh, sure, I have one too, so it's up to you.
Okay. We'll do the one. Well, I found this one. It's like word for word. We'll see what, well, then you can explain yours if it's different.
Okay.
Maybe it's the same. I have Mandela Effect. Many different people from all over the world can often share the same memory of certain subjects and events, but in reality aren't that way at all.
Ooh, I like that because then I'm gonna give you, like, some real factual history about the term itself.
Do it.
Good segue. Do it. Do it right now.
Blow my mind.
Alright. So, the origins of this term. In 2009, the term man I'm gonna screw up the how you say it because I keep thinking mandala in my head, but it's not that, it's say it.
Mandela.
Thank you. See, I keep
Mhm.
screwing myself up. Uh, Mandela Effect was created by Fiona Broome. Broome was at a convention where the conversation turned to remembering the tragedy of former South African President Nelson Mandela's death in prison during the 1980s. But he actually
No,
didn't
no, he
die
died.
in the 1980s.
He definitely
He
did.
he died in 2013.
That's a lie.
So Broome started to realize after her conversations with other people that she wasn't the only person who had this memory that he had died.
Mm.
And come to find out, many people thought that was true. And people remember there being news coverage about it and that his widow spoke about it and all this stuff. So her finding out that they all had this shared memory of something that never actually happened, she was just shocked about it and she created a website to discuss what she dubbed the Mandela effect. So basically, in summary, like you said, the Mandela effect is a shared memory that ends up being essentially wrong.
Hmm.
So
Collective misremembering.
I love this stuff. So when Kathy and I were first talking about it, I was like, "How many examples do you want? Like 3,000 or like 20? What are we talking here? You're gonna have to rein me in here. I'm gonna talk so fast the whole time."
I've
It's
created this monster, you're all welcome.
so I tried to find some that I knew you would know and you could kind of play along back and forth with me on. And then I tried to find a couple that maybe I forgot I knew about or ones that I thought were a little bit more obscure that maybe you wouldn't know. And
Mm.
I'm curious to know when I ask you about it if you can figure it out or not. I'm going to be really, really blown away if you know every single one of these. So
Listen, I
I'm,
remember things.
I'm telling you, this stuff is just like, I think it fascinates me because people's brains just like,
It's crazy, man.
how? Just how? I mean, you're gonna tell us how later, but how?
Did you ever finish watching Upload on Prime, or did you only watch those few episodes I watched with you?
You only
Yeah,
watched
okay,
the few episodes
got
you
it,
made me watch.
got it. We'll circle back to that.
I forgot we even watched any episodes of it, I'm gonna be
With
honest.
Taylor Lautner? How could you forget Taylor Lautner?
You confused me because we watched that, and then you made me watch something else, and I kept confusing the 2 together, and I was like, "This is too many new shows for me to try and, like, keep straight."
Just gotta binge them all in one day. It's
Oh,
only
I
anyways,
can't do
moving
it
on.
anymore. I'm too old for that.
Moving on, stay on topic.
Ready? Okay. All right. So the first one we're going to talk about is from Star Wars.
Oh, I think I just learned about this one.
So when you think of Star Wars, there's a line that you think of,
Oh, no, that's not the one I was okay.
and we all know it as Luke, I am your father, right?
Correct, correct. That's what it is.
It's actually not that. It is
Says you.
it is no, I am your father.
It just doesn't even make sense. How's Luke gonna know he's talking to him if he doesn't say his name? Whose father is he? Poor Anakin.
Right. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that one, like, when I heard this one a long time ago, like, probably when I first started hearing people talk about it, but I like, absolutely not, you're incorrect. Somebody changed it. Somebody at some time changed it. We're on a different timeline or something's going on, like,
Something.
we don't know. We don't know. So, next one is from Snow White,
Mm.
and when she's looking the evil queen is looking in the mirror, what does she say to the mirror?
Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest one of all?
Incorrect.
I'm not incorrect.
Incorrect. It starts off magic mirror on the wall,
Listen,
not
I
mirror, mirror.
do not appreciate this timeline. Moving on.
Pew. That was mind blown. All right, this one, I think this was, like, the first one I ever heard. So, the Berenstein Bears, right?
Uh-huh.
Best
Hard enough
childhood
to
book.
say as it is.
I gotta ruin it for you.
No.
I have to do it. It's not the Berenstein Bears, it's the Berenstain Bears.
Listen,
It is spelled Stain at the end,
listen.
not
We
steam.
all collectively remember it with an E. We all had to learn that ridiculously long name with Bernstein Bears. We
Mhm,
all had to learn it. If
mhm.
it was an A, we were all hooked in phonics, we would have learned it with an A. End of rant.
This one is your favorite one, and I'm so excited to talk about it because it's my favorite too, and it hurts. It just hurt. Shazam, the movie Shazam.
Shazam!
Remember
This
when we
is
were
a
young
conspiracy.
and there was this movie, it was called Shazam.
It was a genie, Sinbad was in it.
Sinbad was in it.
It was hilarious.
It
I
was
watched it.
so funny and it was so good and everyone loved it.
Correct.
And the thing about that movie is that it doesn't exist. We all
It does
collectively
exist.
we all collectively remember.
How could we all remember this amazing movie and it not be real?
Tell me how.
Right.
We all
And then
remember it. And we all remember it was a great movie.
because then they tried gaslighting us and came out with the movie called Kazam with Shaq. No, don't you cannot exchange one for the other. They're 2 different storylines. They came out years apart. Like, do not try to
Do
gaslight
not
us.
disrespect us like this.
Let us have yeah, like, Sinbad himself came out saying, "I never did this movie. I don't know what everyone's" Sir, what who went back in time and took Shazam away from us? Because I'm over it.
Okay, but also as Sinbad, go and be like, "Now we need to make this movie because clearly people loved it."
I think he did a commercial with the
Oh,
kids.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
like, recently. I think you can
amazing.
look it up on YouTube. Yeah, he did a commercial with the kids where he's in the attic when they find the lamp.
Oh my gosh.
Like, how so, like, we all had the same, like, vision of him in the attic finding this lamp. Like, how could we all remember this and it not have happened? Tell me.
I need you to tell me because I don't understand. That one is like that's the one that
I
hurts
will
most.
die on this hill. That movie existed.
Mhm.
All
If
the other
anything
ones you can
proves it
have.
yeah,
But
if anything proves it, it's that one right there.
correct.
That one right there.
Mm.
Alright, next up is Mickey, our good friend Mickey Mouse.
Oh, no.
Does he or does he not have on suspenders?
No, he does not.
You're correct, he does not.
He doesn't because I
But can
watched
you
enough Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
but can you picture in your mind
No. Well,
really?
Mortimer Mouse did the suspender thing, like, they were black, so they blended in with his skin or whatever, but he, like, would put his thumbs through it and, like, pull them out. I remember that.
Okay, okay. That
Old school
one,
Mickey.
I don't know, I feel like you could have talked me into either one of those
I
because
I recall Mortimer Mouse having that, like, it wasn't, like, pronounced, but
Mhm.
he could do it. But also, I think because the kids Nolan more so than Mason, like, grew up on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, so maybe that's why I don't but also when I was little, I didn't watch a lot of we watched a lot of Disney, but I don't recall, like, Mickey Mouse in, like, particular. So
hot
that
dog,
one
hot
so
diggity dog.
that's Goofy's song.
Oh,
Thanks, Mouse.
alright, this is another one I know you love. We're talking about Fruit of the Loom.
Oh, wait, can we go back to Disney for a second?
Yeah, go.
Is
Rewind.
this on your is this on your list? The opening credits of
Yes,
Disney? Okay,
yes. Yes, it is.
I'll let you do that one.
So Fruit of the Loom,
Yes,
cornucopia.
correct. That's
You
how
can
I know what a cornucopia is.
you can see it in your mind. You can see the
Yep,
red apple, the grapes, the leaves,
the
some berries.
cornucopia horn was on the left and the oops, sorry, and the fruit was coming out of it on the right.
That is incorrect.
That's a pretty
Nothing.
lie.
There's nothing. It's just the fruit. There's no
Now,
cornucopia.
who who took over Fruit of the Loom? Was that Michael Jordan? Is he
Th
the Fruit of the Loom guy? Not,
th
like, took over it, but he was, like, the spokesperson of it?
oh, yes, I think so, yes.
He
Who
doesn't
does this?
own it.
I was like, "What? He bought
He doesn't
it?"
own it. He's a spokesperson. Sorry. All these basketball players.
What? Yeah, we've talked about, like, 87 basketball players tonight so far.
I mean, just Shaq, and then Michael Jordan. That's 2. Sinbad was not a basketball player to my recollection.
That's correct. You're correct.
Okay, moving on.
I need a nap. Alright, so Fruit of
So
the
sorry.
Loom, there is no cornucopia. It
That's a lie. Okay.
everything's a lie. I know nothing.
I hate this world.
Awful. Awful.
Mm,
Okay, next, we're talking about the life-ruining game of Monopoly.
it's true. Nobody no, there's no family that has a good experience with Monopoly.
It's literally the worst game that was ever invented.
It brings the worst out of people. It's kinda
I
like when you give them money.
I love board games. I love them. I hate that game.
I would rather play Sorry over Monopoly.
I don't know, man. I can't.
It's
But
too
anyways,
intense.
enough about how much I hate Monopoly. The man, the Monopoly man,
Mr. Moneybags. I don't
does
know what his name
he
is.
or does he not have a monocle?
He has a monocle just like the Peanut, Mr. Peanut. They both have monocles.
Incorrect. They don't.
No, Mr. Peanut definitely does have a monocle. Doesn't he? He does. In this timeline, does he?
Stop, I don't know.
Pretty sure he does. How else how else would I know what a monocle is?
I I I can't.
He they
I
got the
can't.
monocle. They're little old men. They need their monocles to see. They need their reading spec.
I'm telling you, I thought he had one, and he definitely doesn't.
That's because people are trying to gaslight us and take our memories away.
I know, but, like, why take away our happy memories? Just
Oh
let
yeah,
us have
why?
'em.
Why it's just
They're
if
all we have left.
you're gonna rebrand something, why do that to people? That's just mean. Just mean.
We've had enough trauma.
Correct. Give us something.
Alright,
I
next
mean,
up, I need you to spell something for me.
I can't spell. So good
Spell
luck.
Fruit Loops.
Like fruit, Fruit, loops, Loops. Fruit loops.
Mm-mm.
That is correct.
No, ma'am. It is spelled F-R-O-O-T.
Doesn't even make sense.
F-R-O-O-T.
Doesn't make sense.
Fruit.
People weren't even that, like, clever back then, so you can't tell me that our childhood, it was spelled that way, because marketing was not that in depth back then.
That's correct. You're correct. I don't understand.
It's pretty straightforward marketing back then.
I don't like it.
I don't like it.
I don't like it. Okay. Did you ever watch the show I Love Lucy?
I did.
Okay, so, like,
Wait, yes,
Nick at Night, right? You're gonna
correct.
watch I Love Lucy. So, I've seen a fair amount of episodes of the show,
Yep,
and everyone knows famous line from the show, "Lucy, you got some splaining to do."
correct.
That's like
What's wrong with that one?
everyone knows that, right?
Yeah,
That's what
that's
that's
what he
what's said.
said. That's Vicky Ricardo said.
Yeah, no, that line was never said even one time in the 6 seasons that that show ran.
Ew, David.
Isn't that one terrible? There's no way because everyone knows that.
Right, why would everybody say that if he didn't say that?
I'm pretty
Again,
sure
we're don't have a lot, like, in that time, we don't have a lot of things to idolize, so why would people run with that if it was never said?
just let just 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 let us have it, okay? Just
Give us something.
give us something.
Next, you're gonna ruin Gilligan's Island for me, aren't you?
I'm sure there's a Gilligan's Island one, but I don't
I've never heard of
know
one
that
for
I know.
Gilligan's Island.
Dude, I could go on for, like, 7 hours. I love this stuff. Alright, next one. Your side mirror says something on it, right?
Objects may appear closer than something. I don't remember.
Objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear, okay?
Something like that. New cars don't have that on them.
No, it says objects in mirror are closer than they appear. Not maybe, they are,
No,
and it
they
just
give you a
doesn't sound right.
maybe. They
It
give
just
you a maybe. They're not gonna they're not just gonna put that on there that they are closer because
then they're
Red Bull
liable.
gives you wings. I mean, people are gonna question you on that. You gotta put in some sort of question.
I mean,
Red Bull may give you wings if you're lucky, if you drink enough of them.
oh my gosh. Yeah, that's just trying to not get sued.
Correct. Kinda like Pepsi when they did the, Pepsi points, and they were funny. Did you watch the documentary?
The jet?
Yeah, where they, like, get all these points and you get this fighter jet, and
Yeah,
then and then this kid, like, rented out a warehouse, like, basically became a Pepsi distributor just to get the point. Like, who
with the
has
fighter jet.
right, and then they're like, "Oh, that we weren't serious about
That was
that," like
obviously satire.
right, and the kid's like, "No, give me my jet."
That was a
And,
good
like
documentary.
and, like, this jet was, like the picture that they showed was, like, a military grade jet, like, you can't just give that to people, and what was he gonna do with a jet? At that point, it was just the principal, and I don't remember if he got his jet or not, but
Um, it's a cute little I don't know, I love documentaries, and
it was funny.
I thought it was a cute, funny little
He's sticking
nice
it to the man.
nice yeah, I liked it,
"Give me
I
my
liked it.
jet."
I thought it was a good one. I love me a good documentary.
Yes.
Alright, I got 2 more for you, and then I'll be done ruining your life for a little bit.
And then I'll ruin your life, it's alright.
Alright, second to last one is Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. We all knew him, we all loved him.
"Won't you be my neighbor?
The song, "It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood."
Beautiful day in the neighborhood, won't you be mine?"
Incorrect. The line to the song is, "It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood."
Wrong.
This, not the neighborhood, this neighborhood.
No.
Which, first of all, is rude. Like,
Also, again, how
only
are you
your
gonna
neighborhood is the
gaslight
beau
a whole generation? That's how we learn things, by song. If you gave it to us in a song, we know it.
in
We will
5th
recall
grade.
that right now.
In 5th grade, I had a teacher, Miss Alaska, and she taught us how to spell. I think she was 5th grade, 4th grade?
Mississippi?
I don't know. Not 5th grade, right? I don't
What? I don't
know.
know what you're spelling, so
Crap,
s
because.
oh,
Because? Because. That is the only reason I know how to spell that word is because she made it into a song.
that's how we learned things back then. 50 nifty United States. There's no way I could name all of the states in alphabetical order if you didn't give me a song. And you know what? I got it right on the test every single time.
But you had to sing it in your head.
Correct. I still have to sing it in my
Me too, but at least I know it.
I might not know where all the states are. Well, there's a few of them I don't know where they are. I do, but, like, I get in the ballpark area.
Bruh, geography is hard, okay?
Well, you can't put a million states in one tiny little armpit and tell me that you know which one goes where.
I can't.
I'm
Mm-mm.
sorry, East Coast. I'm never gonna understand where Maryland and New Jersey and like I can't. I got Maine. I know where Maine is. Vermont. I
Oh
mean, it's
my
over there.
gosh.
They're all just one melting pot right about now.
Whew, that was phenomenal. I love you. All
You're
right, my
welcome.
last one is one you were asking me about. Tinkerbell. I'm gonna ruin this for everyone.
So sad.
In the beginning of old school Disney movies, right?
The OGs.
Tinkerbell would fly out at the beginning of the movie. She would write the Disney logo with her wand and she would dot the I at the end.
I don't remember. The way I remember is she put the star on the castle, is what I
Ooh.
remember. Either
Mm,
way, it was Tinkerbell who did she, like, came out and she did the
mhm,
thing, and
mhm.
then she, like, put her wand that's, like, on Disney Channel now. where you see her put the wand on the logo.
No, that never actually happened.
It did. Why
She
would they do it now if it wasn't original?
Why
It's a lie.
indeed.
It's a
Why
lie.
indeed.
Everyone is trying to gaslight us.
It seems, according to my list, Disney is really trying to gaslight us.
Right?
Just let us have our Tinkerbell.
Right?
Bring it back our childhood, please.
Why would she fly out? Why do they have her flying out to the castle at Disney World if it didn't ever happen?
Right, who came up with it?
Uh-huh.
That is all of the life ruining I feel like doing for the moment. I feel very drained right now. I feel a lot of negative energy coming
My
from this
life is a lie.
information. I
I'm
feel
in a
like
glass box
existential
of
crisis
emotion.
coming in.
Here's the thing. I'm terrible at movie quotes, but the ones that I know are the ones that I know. You can't take those away from me.
I'm pretty sure I just did.
Life ruiner.
I'm sorry. I love you so
Fine.
much.
It's fine.
You want to ruin mine
So,
instead now?
yes. So there's a few different um theories of why this is all happening. Some of them are pretty complex. I don't know if I understand them completely. But I'm real excited. We joke about timeline theory. And the second season of Loki just came out, which you haven't watched and don't even know who Loki is, and you're a horrible friend for that. Anyways, that has to do with disrupting timelines and the changes that happen.
Is it a superhero thing?
Yes. Loki. He's
I
the he's the god of mischief. He's Thor's brother.
would love to tell you that I will try to watch it, but
You're a
that's
liar.
going to be a straight up lie, so I'm not going to do it.
You're a liar.
Maybe one day I'll
I
surprise you.
I don't believe you. But you should watch it because
If
Loki's
you
my
go away
favorite.
with me for the weekend and we can sit and binge it, I'll do it.
This sounds like a terrible idea. We both don't have the patience for that.
That's very accurate. We're gonna need like a week. Bahaman Bahaman vacation.
Mama, ma
It
come on, pretty mama. Okay.
was
No,
not trying
back
to.
to my theories. Yeah, I know you don't want me to hurt your feelings, but so some people believe that we're living in a simulation. And what does that mean? That means that people think our brains are like connected to like think Matrix. And if you haven't seen Matrix, because a certain audience has to see Matrix, but so kids, now have the VR things. So it's kinda like that. So people think that we're not really here, this whole world is just a simulation, and we just reboot every once in a while, and when we get rebooted, like, there's, like, errors, um, like when you update a computer program
Like a
and
glitch in the
yeah,
matrix.
little glitches and things don't look the same, or they when they update your phone and they, like, make unnecessary changes, like, people think that that could be happening. Um, some people think that there's this thing called CERN, it's like a big telescope kinda, maybe telescope's not the right word. It's like this big fancy thing over in Switzerland that the government controls, and it's like a particle accelerator. I don't know what that means, don't ask me. Anyways, it's doing something over there, and people think that it's creating portals that are making
Is this
parallel dimensions,
are we living in Back to the Future?
maybe. Yeah, when Marty goes back, don't change anything.
I won't touch. I promise.
Don't even kill a fly because it's ripple effects,
Ugh,
butterfly effects.
butterfly effect.
Anyways, so they think that by running this machine that it's creating all sorts of disruptions and that we're switching our timelines so things are just a little bit different, which also goes back to a theory of the world actually ended a few times now. Like all the times that they said the world was gonna end, like, people believe that the world actually
2012.
did end and we just, like, restarted. So you didn't really skip a beat, you just skipped over to a new, um, timeline or a new what is what did I just say? Dimension?
Dimension.
Yeah, we just skipped over to the new dimension. So, like, not everything, copy and pasted correctly.
I
That's
feel I feel like that is a thing. I
well, might be, might be.
sometimes, man, sometimes I just get this feeling that something's a little weird.
So so those are, like, the conspiracy theory, like, things. Now I'm gonna get into other things.
Oh, the
So
conspiracy theory is the fun part.
yeah, well, we could talk about them, but I don't have very much on them. I've written down M theory, but that's, like, a whole thing. I don't fully understand.
Okay, break my
Like,
heart and
M
tell me.
theory unifies all consistent versions of a superstring theory. What does that mean? Okay, this is what the example is for that one, is our universe is a piece of bread in a loaf of breads. So each loaf is a different universe. So the closer together, the more similarities they are. So when you lose a piece of bread, it just kind of shoops the whole loaf back together.
Ooh.
And when you condense things, you got to get rid of a few things, right?
Yeah,
So
so
that
mess with all of our childhood favorite things. That's definitely something we should have
right.
known.
So that's one theory.
Got it, got it.
We
All
did put a
right,
little
tell me what
universe
my
in
brain's
there.
really doing that I think all of this stuff.
Alright, so some more down to earth things that could be happening because our brains are vast objects of incredibleness. Like, if you
And
have
sometimes really dumbness,
well, right, but, I mean, if you
but
think
also
about it, like, your brain can completely shut events out when you've had trauma. Like, your brain can just tell your body, "Hey, you had this trauma. You don't have to talk anymore. You're just gonna be mute and you're gonna forget how to talk, or you're gonna forget how your legs work." Or, your brain can just do all sorts of weird things. You can create different personalities inside your brain and have no idea that you're a different person with these different personalities. Like, right? Like, these are mental health things that people deal with, like, all the time. And to them, in that moment, like, it's happening, it's real. So, like, if you think about that, like, your brain is all sorts of stuff going on in there. But does that explain why multiple people have the same memories?
and so
Like
confidently.
right, and not just in, like, specific areas, but, like, all over the world. And if you think about it, a lot of these things, examples that we gave, like, it wasn't a centralized mass misremembering. Like, this is before the internet. Like, we didn't have the internet growing. It was not what it is now. There was not room for a lot of misinformation because there weren't a lot of things you could, I mean, there was room for misinformation, but there weren't all these different sources you could go to compare your story to someone else.
And that
Um,
would look legitimate and be legitimate and not it was much
right.
harder to find the information.
And who's on the internet now? Like our genre, like our age group of people, like, we're the ones remembering, so now we can reach out to people and we can be like, "Hey, you remember this? This is how I remember this," and back and forth that way. But, some people think that those are false memories. Sorry, did you hear that? Um, caused by, there's a scientific thing called childhood amnesia, where your brain has to make room for new things, so it just kind of sloughs off, like, things. But I feel like if that were the case, like, wouldn't you just forget those things? Like, I know we're going back and remembering them because, like, someone brings them up, but if it were true childhood amnesia, would we not think, I don't know how to say it, like, would you not, why would we be so adamant about it being a certain way? Like, wouldn't we be like, "Oh, I don't really remember that," or like, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's one of those things is it like just the power of suggestion because somebody said it, you're like, "Oh, yeah," and now you can only see it the way
right, which is what, like, groupthink would be, like, being in harmony as far, so, like, the way you asked me the questions was a good way to differentiate that. But if somebody comes at you and says, "Don't you remember the Monopoly guy having a monocle?" Or "Don't you remember it this way?" And then if you kind of recollect it and then you go back and you're like, "Oh yeah, maybe I did
Mhm.
remember it that way." That's another, and then, like, you just keep getting on the bandwagon with that, like, that's another example of how things could be like the game of telephone, just information keeps getting misshaped and repeated. Another thing is, like, if, you're arguing with someone, you both have different recollections of what happened sometimes. So we could be having the same experience, but have a different perspective to fit our narrative. And how many times has that happened to people? Like, um, say you both went to the fair, but maybe you were focusing on this and somebody else was focusing on this. So when somebody tells you, "Oh, what did you see?" You're gonna have a completely different story than someone else. That was one. And, like, an example of that would be, like, a crime scene descriptions. Like, a lot of people in that sense, like, don't remember the details unless you're really, like, so, like, you and me were hypersensitive, but we also, like, I can check out and I'm not gonna, like, pay attention unless something catches my eye and I'm, like, on it, I'm
fear
not
of
gonna
mine.
pay attention.
This is a fear of mine. Like, seriously, I realize sometimes that, like, I'm so focused on whatever I'm doing or whatever it is that, like, I don't notice any of the details. So, like, if a crime happens around me and they're like, "What were they wearing?" I would be like, "I legit could not tell you.
I
I
don't know.
think they were a human, I think." I like, sometimes I just, like, tunnel vision and nothing else exists.
Well, right, like, I think I would take my nephew to school, and my this was, like I think he was in grade school, and they were, like, having an issue where the kids were, like, wearing, like, shorts, and it was, like, winter, and, like, I had to make sure that he was, like, wearing pants, and I had to check that he was wearing pants and he didn't have, like, shorts underneath his pants, and, like, I
What is
swear to
wrong
God
with
I
those?
checked. I swear to God I checked. Stinkers. And, but, like, he would get to school, they would take their, like, pants off, and they would just wear their shorts all day. And, like, but for the life of me, I could not tell you what he went to school in. Like, I don't remember what color shirt he was wearing. I if
It's
something
so
were to
bad.
happen, I'm like, I have no idea what he was wearing, even though I looked right at him.
I knew he got in my car, I knew he got out of my car, I watched him walk
Correct.
into school, that's all I was
He
responsible for.
he
You didn't
walked
need me, I
to
also had to tell you the color of his outfit. If I woulda known ahead of time, I coulda given you the information.
right, like, unless it was, like, something like I teased him on, like, "Oh, you're wearing the flamingo shorts today." Like, I wouldn't I
No idea,
wouldn't remember.
no idea.
I don't even know what I wore yesterday.
Right on, right
Any
on.
so if anyone out there is worried about wearing the same outfit 2 days in a row, there are people like me and Ashley out there who don't know what you legit wore yesterday or what you were wearing 10 minutes ago.
And if you changed your outfit throughout the day, I probably also did not notice.
We didn't notice.
"Oh, I always love that sweater on you." "Thanks, I spilled something on my other shirt and had to change into it." "Oh,
And and yet we give boys so much crap about "Do you not notice what I'm wearing?"
we're nothing if not hypocritical about so many things in our lives.
How
We're
did you
learning,
not notice my hair is different?
we're growing,
Anyway,
we're losing our minds
little
along the
note
way.
on how our brains work. Okay, what else do I sorry, sidetrack. I think those were the main ones.
I like thinking that it's a conspiracy theory.
Well,
I
yeah,
like
there's
I like the
that. Simulation
simulation
theory.
theory. I think those things are, like, fun to just daydream about, I guess, or, like, just kinda think about for a second because just I don't know, those things fascinate me, they just make you think. I
So
mean,
here's
not that I honestly think any of those things, but I like the way that different people's brains work and they can come up with the craziest thing that could somehow the littlest bit sound a little tiny bit legitimate, you know?
well, right, and here's the thing that I play over in my brain, like, how much of it is just old-fashioned marketing carrying over to like, with a lot of these, like, with the different logos and stuff, like, how much of it is just a matter of marketing changing and rebranding and there not being a trail of it because times were different back then, you didn't have to record everything, you didn't have to go by everything, and by no means am I an expert about branding, marketing, whatever. I'm just saying in my brain it makes sense, like, especially with the Fruit of the Loom. Like, of course, there's not gonna be, like, internet evidence. Sorry. The chinchilla's trying to escape. I left his door open. Oops. Left his
Escape.
he just fell. I left his door open.
Is he alright?
He's fine. He landed.
He took
Anyways,
the landing 10.
sorry. He's gonna do it again. Boys. Uh, anyways, how much of this isn't, like, the internet wasn't always around, and I think people don't remember that. So, like, if Fruit of the Loom took away the cornucopia and changed their logo to just the fruit, like, how much of that was before the internet, and how much of it, like, hospital records and like, how much of that isn't scanned into the system? Like,
How
how
much
much of
of it
that is
actually
just lost in a
fact
fire?
yeah.
Right. Like, but then the other side of that is people who go back into their wardrobes, or, like, search their cassette tapes and look um, look for the Shazam movie and can't find it. Like, so I think it's a mixture of both things, and I think you have to look at it kinda like that, like, yes, it could have been misbranding and lost information, but it also could be people actually physically had these items and went back and looked, and they were completely different. So where did our brains stop working that we all remember something?
Mhm.
So I mean, that's where my brain goes with it. Like, yeah, it could be collective misinformation, but then what about, like, I personally have old VHS tapes. Like, I mean, how do you how do you explain that, like, in your brain when you remember something, but then you're given proof that it's not that? That's hard to explain.
I think you gotta go at everything in life with a little bit of fact and a little bit of, hesitation and conspiracy, and,
Right.
I mean,
I
I
mean,
just
anything's possible, right?
anything is po anything is possible right now.
The government's just trying to gaslight us so we all think we're crazy.
I have
Oh,
had
that
enough.
was another theory. I didn't write it down, but I was listening to another podcast, and they went off of the one of the theories was the government is doing um like brain I think it was part of the CERN project, maybe not. I don't remember where it was from, but they go off of, or they were saying how they are testing things, like,
What are they testing, Kathy?
they're they're like testing like brain altering
I
things.
don't like it. I don't like it one
Right.
bit.
But, like, that's one of the theories is, like, they're testing how they can control your brains, and they're just, like, changing little things here and there to see
How much they can get
how
away
it
with?
works. Yeah.
I
That
would
was
like
just
to
a
move out into the
conspiracy
country
theory.
now. Would you like to join me?
But it's not just our country, it's all over. So you're not gonna win no matter where you go.
Well, not with that attitude, you're not.
I Do you wanna go blow up the CERN? 'Cause we
Oh,
shouldn't say that, we'll get canceled. That would probably be really bad because if you blew it up, it'd be like the Death Star. It's Sorry, it was a Star Wars. I'm gonna stop right there. That was a Star Wars. And
I've seen Star Wars.
what happens when they blow up the Death Star?
I don't know, big boom,
Bad things.
go ouchie bye-bye.
Maybe, I don't know, I don't remember.
I mean, it was probably in high school when I watched Star Wars.
I don't remember. If you watch
Well,
Loki, you'll see what happens when you mess with the timelines.
good luck with that.
Oh, the Umbrella Academy also does a timeline thing.
I feel like it would mess with my brain too much to, watch these things, and then you'd have to answer so many questions for me.
I don't have the
One
answers, though. I just have speculations.
Don't we all?
We're all living in a simulation.
Oh boy.
Nothing's real.
Things real.
Please don't jump off of cliffs because things are real. You will die and it will hurt the whole time.
All right, sound advice to end the podcast then.
On that note,
Sound bite that.
welcome to our conspiracy talk. Thank you for hanging in there with us. Do you want me to pull you a card today?
Oh, ooh.
I have a different deck.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like good things happened from the last card, and I feel like maybe this card will be for someone else, maybe not me. Can I just like have a minute?
It's for anyone who needs it.
Oh gosh, you did this to me last time.
I did. Anyone who needs it. This is the deck Goddess Guidance Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. My favorite deck that I own. I should get you the Nightmare Before Christmas one. Our card today is Mother Mary. Expect miracles. Have faith that your prayers have been heard and are being answered. She's holding the baby Jesus. Hold, please.
Holding. I'm just sitting here braiding my hair while
I
you're
see that. Sorry, I keep hitting
reading
my
my
microphone.
cards.
So, message from Mother Mary. Faith is the light that illuminates your pathway. Without faith, the future looks very frightening. That's why it's essential for you to take whatever steps are necessary to keep your mind and heart fulfilled with faith. Please don't give up hope on yourself or other people. Keep the candle of faith burning within your soul, as that one small inkling of hope can illuminate the darkness of despair. Be the light that eliminates someone else's gloomy hopelessness as well. For as you make others stronger, it strengthens not only yourself, but the entire world. Variations of this card. Let go of worrisome thoughts. Keep your thoughts positive. Notice and follow any divine guidance you may receive. Pray. Engage in spiritual healing.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
You would think one would learn after he fell twice. Sorry.
He's of the male species of
I
young
swear.
youth.
Well,
They
he
don't use their
knows
brains.
because I left the door open like that once, and he pushes the top door all the way open, and there used to be a bucket down there. So he learned that he could trust fall onto the bucket and
Trust
escape. Yeah, he does. He trust falls. And
escape.
well, one day I couldn't figure out why all the stuff was knocked off the shelf because he got himself over and up and then he came down and I couldn't find him.
Poor baby.
He's not. He's a jerk. Um, you probably want my sign off now, don't you?
That'd be cool. Take your time. Take your time.
You done braiding your
If I'm braiding my hair, I'm good now.
Well, thank you for joining us for this spooky edition of our podcast.
Of whatever this is.
Yeah, we apologize. Um, we wish you all supportive healing journey and thank you for joining us on the ride because healing ain't easy.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.